Yes, on air. Tell me.
Yeah.
Here we are. Here we are. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, today I'll do things differently. Most of the time, what do? I introduce the live a little bit in English, and then we switch on French. We switch to French. But today it will be different. Today to do different. So, les amis, on est ensemble en live avec vous aujourd'hui. C'est super de vous avoir tous avec nous. On est vraiment content de vous parler là depuis nos différents écrans, mais on est là tous ensemble. C'est ça là, les joies de la technologie. On est sur différents endroits, même pour certains d'entre nous, il y en a qui sont dans notre passé. Moi, je sais que Biba est dans mon passé. Je sais que George est dans mon passé. C'est juste extraordinaire, ce truc, c'est un truc de fou. Et je suis dans votre futur, mais dans votre futur, genre toute une demi-journée de futur, quoi. Et on est ensemble quand même. C'est juste extraordinaire. Donc, les amis, on est sur le Time to Shine Live. Asma, sois la bienvenue. On est sur le Time to Shine Live aujourd'hui avec tout plein d'amis parce qu'on veut vous dire à quel point le 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐄 Summit va vous servir à briller, à quel point le 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐄 Summit va vraiment propulser votre business, peu importe votre taille, votre classe, votre face, votre race. Vous avez le droit de rêver grand. Vous avez le droit de penser atteindre des marchés internationaux. Et donc aujourd'hui, j'ai des amis avec moi qui ont pris de leur temps, qui vont même être là pendant le sommet pour nous encourager tous à aller vers des marchés internationaux et des marchés anglophones. Hello, hello! Donc les amis, restez bien attachés avec nous. Qu'est-ce qui va se passer aujourd'hui? On va parler en anglais. C'est pas grave. Hein? C'est pas grave, n'est-ce pas? Ça peut arriver dans la vie de parler en anglais et de rester quand même sympathique. Et c'est ce qu'on va faire ce soir. On va parler anglais et le comble, on va parler comme parfois nous parlons à la maison. On va parler anglais, français, ça va aller un peu dans tous les sens, mais on va se comprendre. On va se comprendre. Alexis m'a dit, parfois je parlerai français et parfois je parlerai anglais, mais quand moi j'en aurai marre, moi je parle français et puis voilà. Et là, et je suis d'accord.
Exactly.
On va faire ça. On va faire ça. Et George va parler en anglais et Biba et Kevin vont m'aider. On va traduire de temps en temps tout ce que Alexis, tout le bon français d'Alexis, on va traduire à George. Et puis voilà, on va faire comme à la maison. J'aime trop cette ambiance-là. C'est comme ça que nous vivons la plupart du temps dans les familles, dans les environnements multiculturels et c'est top. Vous allez voir comment je vis. Vous allez voir comment je vis chez moi en fin de compte avec mes amis qui sont là. Alors, je vais laisser chacun parler dans la langue qu'il veut. George, please feel free to talk, but I would like each one of you to say hello to everybody, just to greet the people first, and then I will give you I will go on one to another, and we will have a time of chatting, like, hey, some conversations. So it will be really convivial. So this is it. This is it, friend. How is it? We will start with Biba. She is the only, apart from me. She is the courageous mate I have today as a lady. And Biba, welcome. Sois la bienvenue.
Hi. Merci. How are you? Hello from Miami.
Hello! Les amis, c'est Miami qui nous dit bonjour là. Alors, il est quelle heure à Miami?
It's 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Great! You have the same time as Philadelphia. Awesome. It's okay. Awesome. So, hello, Biba. Hello. So, Asma, Igor, Trinité, Ansa, Cédric, soyez les bienvenus. On est vraiment content de vous accueillir là. Alexis, est-ce qu'il y a d'autres personnes? Kevin, est-ce qu'il y a d'autres personnes qui sont là? Maybe some people that I don't see from here, from StreamYard. Oh, I'm scared of like you see other people that we should
Yeah,
call?
I can see some people I know. Trinité Assou. I can see, yeah, Trinité Assou. This is the only person I know. Yeah,
Yes,
Balede.
Frederick and okay, great. So I call all of you actually. So I did well. Okay. Alexi, do you want to greet people? Do you want to greet them in English today, Alexi?
Yes, I will try to greet them in English. I see some people I know, Cedric, and I have the chat on my phone too here, so I can see all the comments. I would like to thank Lingo too because she is here, and that's all. Do you want me to introduce myself?
Yeah, not yet. It's just to say hello first, and then
Hello.
each one of you, yes, I'll go from one another to another to yes for the introduction because I know each one of us we have to network today because I know each one of you, but you don't know one another, so it's great doing that on live. So Kevin, do you want to greet your people?
Okay, so I said first of all, hi to everyone. There's a big difference between hi and hello. I prefer the hi because hi is for people you know, and I suggest that a lot of people know me. I also want to know everyone, so I'll use the
Yes,
hi.
I
So
like
hi
it.
everyone. So hi everyone. I am Kevin. I am greeting. I can see Trinité Asuda is here. I think this is the only person I can see at the moment, but I'm sure that a lot of people are watching this.
For sure, definitely, definitely. So George, my dear, I'll let
Well,
you greet.
hello to everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. As I get to know everyone, I don't really know a lot of people yet, but I think that's going to, happen over time. So it's a pleasure to be here.
Sure, sure. Hey, this is something we forgot. Kevin, where are you now? Where are you from? Where are you right
I'm
now?
in
Where are you?
Cotonou, in Benin Republic, in West Africa.
Yay! This is awesome. From Miami to Cotonou in 1 second. I mean, we are in the same environment. Hey, come on. And you, Alexi, where are you?
I am in Paris.
You're in Paris. You're a Parisian.
In France. In France.
Yes, you're a Parisian. The city of light. Awesome.
Very good English. Very good English, Alexi.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure. What do you think? He's fluent in English. Hey, come on. Yeah, for sure. So, George, where are you now, my dear?
I happen to be in Philadelphia today, so I'm in Philadelphia, U.S.
Yes, my dear Globetrotter. You're in Philadelphia today. Awesome. And it is like 1 p.m. your local time as well, right?
That is correct.
Awesome. We're in your future. Hello, Hamad. Hello, hello. Awesome. So, your servant Delali, I greet you all, my dear. I'm so happy to have you here today with all of us. I'm talking to you way live from Paris right now, just like Alexi does. And yes, awesome. So we will happen to know each one another just on live with you guys. You see, friends, you will not be the only one happening to know the speakers. Even the speakers will do some networking just in front of you right now. So yes. Yeah, let's keep being gentle today. Like I know I'm with some great gentlemen. Dear Biba, please, who are you?
Hey, do you have 4 hours? I'll try to do the short version.
Okay. We would like to.
No,
But
that would be for another day. Well, I'm Biba Pedron. I'm French. I live in the United States for 20 years, and because it was a dream since I was a little girl, so I realized my dream, and even more because I also, coming to the US 20 years ago, I realized my dream business too. I'm a business and mindset expert. I'm an author, bestseller, and international speaker. I work mainly with women, but with some fun guys too, fun men too.
Yeah.
But I help mainly women solo entrepreneur to, thanks to my formula, strategy, visibility, impact, I help women to double or triple the business in 90 days. And one of the tools that I use also,
Double or triple their business in 90 days. Please, can you hold on? Please, can you, please. Kevin, help us understand this in French. We need you here. Come on. That, sometimes when you have to touch people's heart, speaking their mother tongues, Hey, double and triple.
Wow.
Come on, Kevin. Wait, qu'est-ce qu'elle a dit?
Elle a dit doubler ou tripler.
En 90 jours.
En 90 jours. C'est exceptionnel.
Ouais.
Well, this is for super women, right? Not for human people.
No, that's for everybody. That's for everybody who's listening, who's committed to implement the strategy. And my mission is really to help women entrepreneurs, especially since I live in the US for the past 20 years. I see the difference between the woman in the US market and the woman in the French market. And there's like a gap that's I call the Grand Canyon. And I'm trying to lower the gap. And to show them they can have the visibility, they can show that they are very successful entrepreneur, because the more they will show it, the more they will be able to help others. And one of the tools that I use to help women to have even more visibility is how to write a book, to have their own book. I also have a collaborative book, actually. You were there when we launched it.
You're giving it all today, my dear. Get some from the summit.
No, but it's just.
Are you sure you're only seeking women, or because we all interested?
This is it.
No, but the only thing that I wanted to say, it's important to have visibility. So right now we have visibility through the social media, and writing a book, it's a great marketing tools in order to help you to sell more, to attract more clients without even selling. So that's what I do, a 2-day events to write a book in 2 days. And I won't say more about it.
Wow.
And it's coming up in December. It's coming up first week of December, but we'll tell more during the summit.
Hey, thank you so much, Biba. You know what? Each time you speak, I'm like drinking from your words. Like I like hearing you speaking. Yeah, I mean, yes, it's really energizing, huh, Kevin? Even Kevin said, "Yeah, I'm getting jealous now." Why not we men? Yes.
But I said I work with fun men too.
Here as well, so
I can work with you, Kevin.
Awesome! It's great.
We see about that. I think we should be talking.
Sure. It's really energizing. Thank you very much, Biba, for being who you are. I really like your type. You know that I will still tell about it. Les amis, let's switch to Alexis now.
Yes.
Our Parisian.
Yes. I don't think I will be able to introduce myself in English,
Go ahead
but
the way you want.
I will start in English, and then I will talk about what I'm doing now in French, because I will be more comfortable with that. So my name is Alexis. I'm from Lyon and not from Paris. I live in Lyon, and I came here in Paris 7 years ago to study. I was in a French engineering school. It was I love transport, so I was going there to be an engineer. But I discovered entrepreneurship and decided to leave everything and learn marketing, communication, sales, and I love it. So now I'm a trainer, a LinkedIn trainer. I have a training course online, and I'm helping entrepreneurs to create content on LinkedIn, to find customers, to grow their business, and to find clients.
Awesome! He did it all in English. Come on, man. Yes. So, can you help us, Alexis, please? Please, yes. I'm asking you to tell it in French as well, please, okay. For everybody, please. Thank you.
I'm switching back in French. Donc, je m'appelle Alexis. J'ai fait une école d'ingénieur à à Paris, ici, donc dans l'aéronautique, dans le domaine de l'aéronautique, donc des transports. J'adorais ça. Et en fait, en parallèle de mes études, je devais financer mes études, j'ai décidé d'entreprendre. Et j'ai découvert le monde de l'entrepreneuriat, j'ai découvert le marketing, la communication, je me suis formé dessus. Et pour moi-même trouver mes propres clients, je devais créer du contenu sur LinkedIn. Donc j'en ai créé beaucoup, ça a marché, j'ai eu beaucoup de visibilité, j'ai eu beaucoup de clients et les gens sont venus vers moi pour me demander de faire la même chose. Alexis, est-ce que tu peux m'aider aussi à faire en sorte que je puisse développer mon entreprise grâce à LinkedIn? Et donc, de fil en aiguille, je suis devenu formateur LinkedIn et j'aide les entrepreneurs aujourd'hui à être visibles sur LinkedIn, donc à utiliser cette plateforme comme un levier de croissance, de business, d'opportunités, et je les aide donc à trouver des clients. C'est vraiment ça, mon cœur de métier. J'ai plusieurs manières de le faire. J'ai des formations en ligne, j'ai des formations en présentiel, et j'ai aussi des accompagnements où là, je vais vraiment consacrer tout mon temps à la personne, à l'entrepreneur, à l'entreprise, pour justement l'aider à développer son activité sur LinkedIn.
Wow. Merci. Thank you so much, my dear. Hey, the guy from Cotonou. What do you say?
So I think I won't be talking much about myself, but I'm going to talk about values, and these are the kind of things I love talking about. Okay, so I am an English coach. I'm just going to quickly explain what it is, but before coming to that, I'm just going to talk about Speak English. Speak English, it is just a platform that combines two things. Very simple in terms of values. We have pragmatism, okay, excellency, and professionalism. So, four core values for the people that are actually teaching English are patience, because you need to be very patient when you teach English or any language to someone, because we don't want to do English. Passion, you need to be passionate about what you do, rigorous, and also available for the people that you actually teach. I'm just going to quickly break for people to understand. We do something that we call English coaching. So divided into two, we have English, okay, simple, let's just say simple English lessons or essential English lessons. We do any other languages, so I will focus on English. Our methodology is talk more, write less, okay? And we make sure we always have very easy and we have how can I say that? Very really close to the people we actually teach. The second thing is coaching. So student intimacy is one of the most important things for us. We do customization because it's very important for any person that wants to learn in English to understand what is his objective. So where he's going to. I see a lot of people calling me sometimes and saying, okay, I just want to learn English because I want to speak well and do that. But it is not really about that. It's about where do you want to go? What is your career? Okay. And where do you want to go? So if you have English today, what would you do with that? So we will be able, since we have decided to do semi-individual course. So we do group classes and we follow as well the person that wants to learn English, like two by making like one call or two calls, during the week. So we customize on the industry the person is and where he wants to go. So the last thing is we don't actually work on the motivation of the people that choose to learn English with us. We work on the auto motivation, because if someone understands where he's going to and what he needs to do, you don't need to push him and say, you have to do this, you have to do that. So motivation is not really important in what we do. So 4 competencies, we teach English and French and other languages. We do interpretation. We do translations of documents. Interpretation and translation is different. Interpretation is if, for instance, Francis is speaking and I want to, we have 2 types, consecutive and simultaneous. Consecutive is he finishes talking and then you translate. and or simultaneous is like as he's talking. It is usually in big conferences. You just have your earpiece, so when he's talking at the same time, the person is translating. So it's a bit
Yeah, this is
different.
what we
So
will be doing for the summit actually.
yes, and document translation and all that. And the third thing is that a lot of people have difficulties with CVs now, like making their CVs in
Oh,
English,
I see.
it in French. So we also do that. What I just want to say is that we came up with a solution for everyone to learn English at ease with no pressure, whatever time the person has, because we align on the time. Talking about
Great.
me, I'm really passionate about what I do, and I love the language and I love literature, let's say in general. So if I have to talk about myself, I would say that. And please, since I think most of the people that are watching have a LinkedIn account, stop by my profile and check it out. Thank you.
Wonderful. It's really interesting that you work on the power of the vision of people.
Mhm.
It's really interesting because sometimes the way may be rough and
Yeah.
the motivation can be completely down. And when we step on the power of the vision of somebody, now it's from the belly, it's really from the deep inside, and there is the strength, the really inner strength. So really interesting though, really, really interesting. Thank you, Marilou. Full support, Alexi. Eptisem. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Eptisem and Marilou. You're great. Les sisters, merci d'être là. Vous êtes magnifiques. Merci beaucoup. Dear George from Philadelphia, please help us to know you more. Who
Hello,
are you?
everyone. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. My name is George Creighton. I am the CEO of Fusion Media Soft. I'm originally from Liberia, West Africa, and so I'm a Liberian American, as you can say. What do I do? I'm in media. I'm in a lot of different areas of media, but I'm always behind the camera. So Delali has pulled me into the spotlight. So we'll talk a little bit about the different kind of businesses that we have and what we offer, specifically around enterprise communications and networking. So our business is about we have cloud-based solutions that enable organizations to kind of launch networks. Very customized, very tailored networks to engage with very particular audiences. As a subset of that, we also have been focused on building an international trade-based community. And I
Hey,
think
hold on, please. Hold on that, please, please, please. Don't speak about that just right now, please.
oh,
Just
well,
don't
okay.
broadly. Just tell us a little bit, and then we'll go deeper in that.
Yeah, so that's kind of it. And so again, my business is about building businesses. So that's the core of my business. We launch multiple companies and we provide different properties that businesses use to kind of engage, communicate, collaborate, and that sort of thing. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Been doing this for over 20 some odd years. So that is a little bit about myself.
Yeah, thank you very much. Awesome. And for me, my name is Delali. Um, you guys, you know me. Come on, man, you know me. So I don't have much to say, but that I'm so happy and honored to have you all with me. Um, yes, for those who know me a little bit, most of the time I say that my passion is to help my customers getting easily and efficiently access to a high ticket contracts worth multiple thousands of euros. Why? Because I know that's not, I mean, today, um, moreover, today, having access to contracts worth multiple thousands of euro is not just like something like luxury. It is a must. It is a necessity because our currencies are losing value more and more value day by day, and we really need to to jumpstart from somewhere, and we really need to know that life is not um that smooth. You have ups times and you have down times, and when you get prepared with this type of mindset, you need to really access high ticket contract worth thousands, multiple thousands of euro. It helps you during the down season of your days, during the down season of your business, and that really is something we really need to build on. We really need to have in our corporate strategy. So this is what I do mainly. And I have my friend today with me because one of the solution that I think is great is that we are not trees, and we have the power to choose our environment as well. When you think of doing business, when you think of making money, you're not obliged to do it solely in your local environment or in your immediate environment. Um, because of my background, I can really say that I had the opportunity to see the differences between some environment and some others. And it is awesome to see how sometimes you can have an idea. It may seem, excuse me, kind of stupid for some people, but in another environment, they will tell you this is great. We were really waiting for such an idea, because this really meets a need that we have here, and in some other places it's just for nothing. What you do is just like, anyway, we don't need you here. And if you just surround yourself with people who most of the time let you know that maybe your idea or maybe what you think to do is not that wonderful, or they don't need it, you may think that what you think of, what you want to embrace, is just like rubbish. But actually, when you change your environment, when you go to some other people, you can find out that, hey, here, what I think of may be helpful actually. So um, today, my goal really is to help us think that we definitely have the right to choose our environment, and dreaming accessing international businesses is not type of just like fairy tales. It can be real things. We have the right to think, to dream big, and access international markets. So George, Biba, Alexi, and Kevin are with me today, because in few days we will all be together talking about the opportunity, even for small businesses, to access international markets, and why not Anglophone market as well, and even US based market. So this is possible. This is what I think. And I really want to thank you, each one of you, George, Biba, Kevin, and Alexi, because you you believed in my idea when I came to each one of you individually, and I asked, please, will you join me in this uh Bikeli Shine Summit? Each one of you, at the moment I ask, you say, yes, I want to do this. I want to do it with you, Dalali. And I really want to thank you for that. And Biba, please, can you tell us with your heart, why did you say yes in taking part of this summit with this idea, like solopreneurs, even small SMEs can dare thinking accessing international markets, from the francophone word to the anglophone word?
Well, I say yes because that's what I lived for the past 20 years, living in the US. And when I moved to New York 20 years ago, I didn't speak English at all. I would have need Kevin at the time. I didn't know anybody, but I came anyway because it was my dream. And I noticed for the past 20 years, as I say, there's a gap. But also everything kind of, it's easier in the US part of the world. Maybe John will be agree with me, especially about the mindset. And I learned about mindset 20 years ago when I moved here. And when you have the right mindset, then it becomes easier to become an entrepreneur and to be a successful entrepreneur. And also because now when I started my first business. Actually, I made a decision to start my first business in April 1998, when I decided to fire my boss in order to create a business. And I said a business because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I fired my boss on the Friday evening to start a business.
Wait, can I translate this in French? I like it. Hey, les gars. Les amis, attendez, je vais vous dire ce que Biba a dit. Là. Biba nous dit, j'ai viré mon patron. J'ai viré mon patron, les gars. J'ai viré mon patron. Je parle pas anglais. Je vire mon patron. Moi, je suis depuis toute petite. J'ai un rêve. Je veux aller aux États-Unis, quoi. Et j'arrive à un âge de ma vie où je vire mon patron. Et je pense faire un business, mais je sais même pas encore lequel, quoi. Mais en tout cas, moi, je vire d'abord mon patron. I love you, Biba. I love you.
And,
you have the whisper.
Yeah. And it's very important to know that in life, there's two things. Either you want something, either you really want something. And when you want something, the only thing is you don't have enough conviction and determination to get through all the obstacles. But when you really want something, it's inside of your guts. You say, I won't let anybody or anything stop me. So that's what I said, and the reason why I fired my boss is because it was at some point, I wanted to take 2 weeks of vacation. And I said, I'll go to New York for 2 weeks. And he said, no. I said, what do you mean? No, I made the decision. I said, actually, my motto is I do what I want, where I want, when I want, with who I want, making sure that money is not an issue. So I said, how come you said no? That's my vacation. So I was still on the job, but I left because I'm very stubborn. So I had my argument with him. I left. And when I came back, I started the business. And I was making a lot of money at the time, but I was spending the money more than I was making money.
Okay, the expenses were higher than the revenues.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I made the decision to start a business. And again, I said a business because I didn't know what it is. And since I was spending more money than I was making, even if I was making great living, I didn't have any money to start a business. I knew that 30 days later, I won't have any salary anymore. So I had no choice. I had to succeed. So I started a business that I could start without any investment except a computer. And actually, the only thing that I knew was I wanted a business that I could manage from anywhere with a computer, a phone, and internet connection. But remember, that was April 1998. And internet was definitely not what it is today. But that's the reason why I said today we have so many opportunities. It's so easy today compared to 20 years ago and more to start a business. And we don't have to stay local. Because now with internet, from a click of a mouse, you can go anywhere. You can, as long as, even if you don't speak the language, if you don't speak English, you go to Kevin, he will teach you English in no time. And as long as you have a great services, you can sell it to anybody on the planet now, thanks to internet, thanks to the way we're doing. And it would be too bad for people who stay in the local market or national market. Now we have to think global. And actually, I say to all of my clients at the beginning of the year that my word for the year 2023 will be global. So you came at the great time because I said I'm global, but now I want my clients to be global. So that's what I like your idea. And I think, I try to make a bridge the same way you make a bridge with French and Anglophone. I try to make the bridge between French women and American women for everybody to work together. So that's the future.
Great. There is no hazard in life. I mean, really, on time appointment is awesome. Donc, les amis, Biba nous dit qu'elle a accepté de dire oui à cette idée de 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐄 Summit. Le fait que même si on est une petite entreprise, on a le droit de rêver grand, on a le droit de se dire qu'il faut être international. plus que jamais, même si on a des idées et qu'à un moment donné, ça peut paraître nul quelque part, il faut comprendre qu'il y a des environnements où c'est plus simple. Plus simple. À un moment donné, on est intoxiqué avec les « tu ne peux pas, c'est pas assez, c'est trop nul ». On est tellement intoxiqué que c'est devenu une prison. Et Biba et moi, on s'est rencontrés finalement au moment où, toutes les deux, on a décidé d'être des ponts entre le monde anglophone et le monde francophone. Et du coup, Biba, elle a dit oui. Surtout qu'elle a une histoire de vie qui, finalement, vraiment donne c'est comme ça illustre carrément ce qu'on est en train de dire. Oui, tu comprends pas anglais, tu sais pas la langue, même elle n'a pas eu Kevin à cette époque-là avec elle, mais quand même elle est partie, elle est allée, elle a fait comme moi je faisais pendant mon enfance comme je faisais avec George, c'est 1-2 words in English et puis les autres mots avec les mains, hein George. George il m'aidait beaucoup comme ça. George was helping me with my English when we were young, and he was my big bro. Like I was start in English for a little while, and then I'll go ahead with my hands, and he was try. He was really passionate. He was my boss, my coach at that time. He was really passionate. Mais voilà, c'est comme ça. Et Biba a trouvé aussi des gens pareils sur son chemin, des gens patients. À un moment donné, il faut y croire, et on est là ensemble pour ça, pour vous dire c'est possible. Thank you very much, Biba. It's really encouraging. It's awesome. My dear George, please, why did you say yes to this thing like 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐄 Summit, like being a bridge between Francophone and Anglophone word and so on?
I think for me, it really was your vision. You know, I've seen a lot of different things over the years, you know, as it relates to the business and international relationship development. The U.S. market is a very competitive market just within itself, you know, and now that you have you know, you're now in the ocean, you're opening up the world, and people from other parts of the world are trying to actually engage, you know, U.S. businesses, and U.S. businesses are trying to engage businesses around the world. It changes the dynamics a little bit. And so when we started to have the conversation, we had already, you know, in my business, we already, you know, started off on a journey that we're going to talk about, you know, a little bit later, trying to address this exact same challenge. But it was just a broader. And when Delali and I started talking, she was like, you know, we need to figure out a way to kind of bridge the Francophone, Anglophone, you know, disconnect, and how, you know, people from these areas can kind of do business in Anglophone countries. And I thought that was a brilliant idea. I think that it's needed. I think people need to kind of be prepared, and they also need a mechanism. You know, it's when you talk about business, people have a lot of discussion about business and wanting to do business, but there are limitations. There are specific limitations in business, because if you don't understand the market that you're going into, if you don't understand the temperaments of that market, if you're just going over the internet, it's easy. If you're just trying to connect with something and purchase something and ship it, that's one way. But if you're actually trying to engage in business where you want to do, you know, certain, you know, types of organizations within a particular region of the world, you have to understand the dynamics of that region and how, you know, business work, how finance.
My dear, please, can you hold on a little bit so I can translate a little bit in French, please? So everybody will get, you know, the meat of what you're saying, please, my dear. Les amis, donc voilà ce que George nous dit. Il a l'habitude, bien sûr, de déployer différentes solutions pour aider les entreprises à connecter les unes avec les autres. George est le dirigeant d'une entreprise internationale qui à la base est américaine, mais qui a aussi des succursales en Afrique, en Asie, et cette habitude qu'ils ont de connecter donc des entreprises de différents environnements ensemble, c'est quelque chose qu'ils ont l'habitude de faire. Et quand je lui ai dit, écoute, George, ça serait bien qu'on crée vraiment ce pont entre le monde anglophone et le monde francophone, il a dit que c'est vraiment nécessaire. Parce que c'est une chose de se dire, tiens, j'ai Internet, je vais cliquer et je vais faire, vous savez, ça s'appelle du dropshipping, ce truc où tu cliques, tu achètes juste un truc et puis tu vas vendre ailleurs. OK, ça c'est pas mal, c'est sympa, ça va vite, mais ça ne t'amène pas à développer puissamment ton business. Mais quand tu veux vraiment développer, impacter, qui va avoir, on va dire, ta signature dessus, c'est encore une autre façon d'aborder les choses. Et là, il faut non seulement la détermination, bien sûr, de mettre en place le business, mais il y a aussi les mécanismes à comprendre. Les bons mécanismes. Il faut que tu connaisses ton marché. Il faut que tu comprennes l'état d'esprit des gens sur ce marché-là qui t'intéresse. Et au-delà de ça, il faut toute une dimension de due diligence pour comprendre aussi les régulations qu'il y a, comprendre le côté fiscal, comprendre le côté juridique. Et tout ça, c'est tellement dense, c'est tellement intense que à un moment donné, George décide de mettre en place des outils pour faciliter les choses aux gens. George, did I say it properly?
I think you said it well enough.
Thank you. It's my bro.
I think you said it well enough.
Yeah.
And the other thing is trust. The biggest thing I think when you start talking about, business across borders, even business internally within a market, one of the biggest factors is trust.
Sure.
When people trust the process, they're more comfortable to do business. When people start to do business with people that they don't know and processes they don't understand, they're naturally apprehensive. That's just a part of what business is. So as a part of this whole process, when we started talking about this, it was, how do you create that, a platform that starts to develop that trust, because,
awesome.
Right?
Let's jump to Forium now.
Because it's just, even outside of Forium, it's just people want to do business in a way that they're comfortable. And when they trust the process, it's easy for them to move forward. Sure. If you're apprehensive of the process, and I will speak specifically for the US, there are significant amount of, I wouldn't say red tape, but you have Department of Commerce, you have trade.gov, you had all these different organizations that actually, have all of these mechanisms in order for you to do business internationally, right? So when you start to go down that path, there is a whole thing that kind of comes with that, understanding all of the things that come with doing international business, right? And moving money across borders. That's a whole different, that's a whole nother, whole nother thing to get into.
Level.
Right? So it's things that people have to kind of consider when we say, but Anglophone is just not the US. It's any Anglophone country. So there are different factors in the UK. There are different factors in Australia. There are different factors that people have to understand. So I think that as a part of this was kind of one of the things I think you were trying to bridge, and that's what made it very compelling for me to want to, kind of engage with it and be a part of it.
Thank you so much. And this is the thing. Tous les mécanismes dont George parle, c'est vrai que c'est comme il a dit, les pays anglophones sont diversifiés les uns des autres et on ne peut pas non plus tout globaliser quand on se dit, tiens, je veux accéder au marché anglophone. Et il faut justement comprendre que plus le processus, ce que tu veux vendre, la façon dont tu veux le vendre, plus l'autre en face le comprend, eh ben, plus ils se sont rassurés et plus il va te faire confiance et il va venir vers toi. And talking about that, George, actually, you really touched something really deep here. It is not that easy for a small company, for an SME, or even for and way more for a little company like 1 or 2 people to really access all of this easily. And for that, your engagement platform can be really, really helpful, like not just a shortcut, but a stepping point, like somewhere to start from, So this is really what I would like you to tell us about a little bit more now, please. Like, let me just translate in French first, and I give you the way back, please. Donc, c'est une chose vraiment, comme je disais à George, c'est une chose, en effet, de penser, comme il a dit, la façon dont même l'argent va circuler d'un endroit à l'autre, d'un pays à l'autre, d'un émissaire à l'autre, en fin de compte. Ça, ce sont des éléments même qu'il faut penser parce que ça va engager les douanes, ça va engager les services juridiques, ça va engager les services de taxes et de fiscalité, et ça va engager les réalités, en fin de compte, comme on le dit, les réalités même bancaires et, vous savez, de règles de circulation d'argent. Et ce que j'étais justement en train de dire à George, c'est que tout ça, c'est tellement vrai. Et comme il l'a dit tout à l'heure, aux États-Unis et dans d'autres pays, il y a vous savez, tous les gros organismes là qui t'aident, soi-disant, à aller vers l'international. Le challenge, c'est que quand tu mets le pied là-dedans, mais c'est tellement compliqué. Quand tu mets le pied là-dedans, d'une étape à l'autre, tu te dis, mais je ne vais jamais y arriver. C'est une montagne, juste, comment on dit ça? Une montagne que tu ne peux même pas escalader, quoi. Ça n'en finit pas. Alors, là où j'aime bien ce que George a fait, c'est que nous, les petites entreprises, on n'a pas le temps de penser à tout ça d'un coup pour pas perdre la boule, mais justement avoir une plateforme de matching, de mise en relation comme point de départ, ça peut vraiment nous aider. Et c'est là où Forum International va venir nous aider. N'oublions pas que nous sommes en train de parler du sommet 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐄 Summit, dont le but est de nous faciliter l'accès au marché anglophone. Oui, certes, on va parler de ça. Avec Biba, elle va vraiment nous parler du mindset qu'il faut avoir. Avec Kevin, il va vraiment nous dire, écoute, la moindre des choses, c'est que tu puisses au moins te faire comprendre de ce auquel tu veux vendre. Donc, l'anglais, c'est important. Alexis va te dire, écoute, au-delà d'avoir la bonne mentalité, comme Biba te l'enseigne, au-delà de savoir comment t'exprimer, comme Kevin va te l'enseigner, il faut que tu saches communiquer. Il faut que tu saches créer du lien avec ceux auxquels tu vas vendre. Alexis va te dire tout ça. Mais au-delà, maintenant, une fois que tu as compris tout ça pendant le sommet, est-ce que nous, on va te laisser partir les mains vides? Le sommet, il était super, je retourne à la maison et je recommence à zéro. Non, c'est pas ça. C'est pas ça. Le truc, c'est que justement, avec George, ensemble, il y a ce côté où, une fois que le sommet t'a vraiment donné le courage et l'encouragement dont tu as besoin pour savoir que c'est possible, eh bien, il y a cette plateforme qui s'appelle Forum où on te permet déjà d'avoir un point de départ qui te facilite l'accès à de la mise en relation internationale. D'accord? Et donc, c'est de ça dont George va également nous parler. On va en parler avant, on va en parler pendant et on va parler également après le sommet pour aider vraiment les gens à comprendre comment va fonctionner cette plateforme et comment, en tant que petite entreprise, on peut avoir du relationnel efficace pour vendre parce que c'est ce que nous voulons faire. My dear George, I come back to you like you were talking about trust and then from trust to money circulation issues and things like that. And as I was telling you, okay, all that is so true and so heavy for SMEs. And your solution, like the Forums one, is really helpful, like a starting point for us. Can you tell us more about this?
Right.
Just a little bit, yeah.
So first, what is Forum, and what is the Forum concept, and why did it even come into existence? Just as an entrepreneur, within the U.S. alone, just over the years, traveling around, meeting other business people, meeting various facets in business. Things are very fragmented, and you first needed a way to kind of start to bring those things together, right? Mm-hmm. The question you have to ask yourself as any business person is what am I offering, right? And what is my value, and who is going to buy that value? Who wants that value, right?
Sure.
That's a critical question for any business person. Am I getting that value from an individual? Or am I getting that value from another business, right? You have to start to look at these factors as a business person. And then you have to start to figure out, now, one of my major initiatives is, how am I going to go out and market myself? How am I going to sell it? in the US, we talk about sales and marketing. You know, sales is kind of where it is. If you're in business, you spend that time trying to gain business. So if you are a small business or a mid-sized business, one, being able to put yourself in an environment where you start to access opportunity is extremely critical for business. In business, opportunity is really where if you're in an area where you're coming across different types of opportunities very regularly, the possibility of your success is exponential, right? Because now you're seeing opportunity. That opportunity could be another person, it could be another business, it could be somebody needing something, someone introducing you to something. How do you create that? Usually, right, that is done by relationship development. You get out here, you meet people, you get invited, you become parts of groups. It's a very tedious and long process to build a book of business, right? So that's the first thing. And the other thing was, how do you create an environment where different businesses can kind of connect with each other and start to engage? And from that engagement process, people can start to develop trust in who you are, what you offer, what your solution is. Tell me, I know about your business. I see other people engaging with your business. All these things start to happen within your local community or your country or across borders, right? Because now that personable relationship that you would physically develop with that person now becomes virtual. If I'm talking to you guys, for example, you know, Biba and I are just meeting for the first time, but we spend an hour here today and we spend another 45 minutes another time, and 2 or 3 times later, there's a familiarity with who she is. And it's the same thing with Kevin. It's the same thing with Alex, you know, so you start to do that over time, and then there's a comfort level, right, in me trying to, or even wanting to open up myself to the possibility of doing business with you. If I see what Alex is doing in business and what he's sharing and how his customers are responding to him, if I see the same thing with Kevin, if I see, you know, Biba's doing this and oh, you know, by the way, I have another project going on, or I need something that falls into her area of expertise. You follow me? All of those things happen because you have created a network for it to happen. You understand? And within that network, I now have my business. I have all these different things that I can go in and dig deeper about a company or about a solution and or for resources. So Forium kind of was birthed from that concept. That was the first thing. And by doing that, then it became an issue of the international community, because people outside of the US that want to kind of engage with the US. One thing you have to learn about the US market, and it's very different, I think, than other markets, is that most businesses here, it's a very small subset of companies that do business internationally. The bigger companies do it, and some individuals, you know, but most businesses here really do business here, or they do business in parts of the world, right?
Yes.
So for US customers to really open themselves out to the international market, it's very, there have to be a trust factor developed.
That's it.
Right. And so the Forium concept came up because we wanted to start to develop that factor, create a place that companies could register themselves, individual business owners could register themselves, entities, institutions, the financial institutions, you know, legal areas, you know, different industry sectors could be a part of that network, right? And so by being a part of this connected network, even with government entities where you have department of, you know, the U.S. Department of Commerce, where you have the trade, you have areas like USAID and their Prosper Africa initiative. And these are all very specific multi-billion-dollar, you know, solutions that are targeted to doing market, you know, business with different parts of the world. But the biggest issue is trust. How do I now put all this stuff into a place that the people that really need it can get it? Because the biggest problem you have in I will say U.S. trade, which is international trade, is the fact that everything is fragmented. There are thousands of organizations doing 1,000 different things in 1,000 different places, right? So for me to keep up, I have to join every organization, you know, these different subgroups and trade organizations, and I have to do all these different things just to expose myself to opportunity. Does that kind of make sense? I hope you guys are getting me right.
Yes. Definitely. And I can tell about that in French as well for my friend here. Ebtisem, you're doing great. Ebtisem Dia, she says she's she found that her English is not that bad as she talks um, prettily, and she is doing great. And she's like, "Hey, how is it that I can understand everything so easily today in English?"
I think my English translation is just so good.
Great, great,
No, I'm
sure,
just kidding.
sure.
I just would like to add something to what George said, because
Yeah,
when you say that the small businesses, they do business only in the US because they don't really think about global, it's interesting because 20 years ago when I moved, I saw that will be the bridge already between the small businesses and the business doing business in France. And I have to change my plan very quickly because they didn't care about doing business in
yes.
France or Paris or whatever, because the US is so big, they have enough business here before they even go somewhere else. But again, 20
It's
years
kind of a
ago,
continent actually. So
we didn't have internet, so now people are more open, but there's still a lot of small businesses like one person operation. They have no clue of what's happening outside of the US, and they're already struggling to start a business here in the US and even locally.
Right.
That it's important to bring what you bring, the forum or something like that, that it's easier for people. We do it for them, we help them to do it, and then suddenly they're more open and they have the right mindset and say, oh yeah, then I can do business somewhere else outside of where I live, whether it's in the United States or somewhere else.
Right. And then people,
Great.
to your point, Biba, and people
Please,
know.
please, guys, hold on for the French-speaking people, please. Like we used to say in Africa, I beg. Oh, my dear. OK, les gars. Donc, comme George et Biba sont en train de le dire, le monde du business est pas mal fragmenté, vous savez, aux États-Unis déjà. Parce que, comme on disait, c'est super d'avoir une plateforme qui nous facilite les choses déjà, où on peut commencer sans avoir, vous savez, les batteries de juristes, les batteries de fiscalistes, les batteries d'enquête, de sociétés d'enquête commerciale, style COFAS, Atradius, Dun & Bradstreet, sans avoir toutes ces... et tout ce truc fiscal, tout ça qui... Enfin, tu y penses, tu as tellement des cauchemars que tu te dis, bon, laisse tomber. Sans avoir tout ça, on peut commencer quelque part. Et commencer quelque part, on peut commencer avec une plateforme qui va finalement créer du lien entre nous. D'accord? Parce que à un moment donné, l'idée aussi, c'est quoi? C'est de passer de l'idée de business à d'abord l'idée de relation. It is from B2B or B2C to P2P, from people to people. Et c'est vraiment ça l'idée. C'est comme en plus le business aux États-Unis aussi est pas mal fragmenté, c'est comme ça, un petit continent quand même, beaucoup d'entreprises déjà se disent, écoute, que j'essaie déjà de faire mon business autour de moi, et c'est pas la peine de me demander de penser à la France. Et Biba, qui était là-bas il y a 20 ans, au départ, elle voulait intéresser les Américains à faire du business avec la France. Elle s'est dit, attends, c'est même pas la peine. Les gars sont déjà tellement coincés entre eux. Et puis bon, ben voilà, un Américain qui a un passeport, il y en a 1 sur 100 000, quoi. Donc, du coup, elle s'est dit, laisse tomber. Et ce que George dit aujourd'hui est totalement vrai. À force d'avoir maintenant Internet beaucoup plus développé et de créer une plateforme comme Forum qui va finalement briser les distances. C'est ça que ça va faire. Ça brise les distances. Depuis où tu es, on commence à avoir une relation. Comme George le disait tout à l'heure, il n'a jamais entendu parler de Biba avant. Il ne connaissait pas Biba, il ne connaissait pas Alexis, il ne connaissait pas Kevin, mais nous sommes en train de passer 1 heure ensemble. Et puis un jour, on va repasser, un jour qui s'appelle mardi prochain, on va repasser 2 autres heures ensemble. Et un autre jour qui va s'appeler jeudi prochain, on va encore passer 2 autres heures, 3 autres heures, 4. Du coup, ça commence à créer quoi? De la familiarité entre nous, les amis. De la familiarité. Et au-delà donc d'un sommet qui met du temps à se préparer, dès qu'on sort du sommet, on se retrouve sur Forum, on continue à causer, on continue à faire connaissance. Et voilà comment les Américains qui y sont déjà apprennent à nous connaître aussi. Ils voient que, tiens, on n'est pas des étrangers les uns pour les autres. Et petit à petit, voilà comment on va rayonner auprès de gens pour lesquels on aurait été de si parfaits étrangers qu'avant, ils n'auraient jamais été assez rassurés pour accepter juste ne serait-ce que de prêter attention à ce qu'on veut bien leur vendre. Mais parce qu'on aura bâti cette relation, là, c'est plus facile. Et c'est bien ce que Biba également était en train de dire. So, George, you were about to respond to Biba's sentence, like when she said, yes, some years before, it was just unthinkable for her to really have some American people like thinking selling or thinking buying to France or from France outside of their scope. And here is now that Forium is here to build some link between all of us, like breaking the bridge, breaking the distance, and breaking this type of not being really used to one another, but creating like kind of bounds. So this is
You're exactly right. I was agreeing with Biba, and I think she and I are in agreement on that. I think that, again, I keep going to the word trust because in the US, it is a critical. There are so many different people from the US market is a consumer market, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so people from a lot of different places are always aiming at this market in some way, shape, and form. Even internally, people are always, compiling people with requests all the time as it relates to business. So a lot of people are really jaded, and they're very cautious, when they try to open themselves up to business. So you have to create an environment where there's trust. When I'm in this network, I know the people that are in this network are authentic. I know the people that are in this network, are offering, valid, products or services. Okay. Now I'm going to engage with them. We're not saying that everything is always perfect anywhere, but I'm eliminating some of the red tape that I would have to go through as a business person in order to engage with a new company. Right now, this company is in a foreign country. Right. If I'm going to do business with this company, what is my recourse? If I don't get my products or my services, if I don't get what, this vendor has promised me, how do I have a recourse?
This is it.
So there are all of these factors that a business person will have to consider doing something with someone from an international perspective. Right.
Mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
part of the
mm-hmm.
trust building is the fact that once you do business once, you do business twice. There are other people validating that they've done business with Kevin before, and Biba has provided amazing services regardless of where she is in the world, or Alex has done great work out of France, and he's worked for me in the US, he's worked for someone in the UK, he's done something for someone in Nigeria, whatever that is. Then there's automatic, since someone is more comfortable, okay, this guy is really doing stuff, I want to maybe engage him to do business.
Yes.
Right? I can look at his company, I can look at the credentials that he's provided within the network. And then at the same time, as the business, what kind of resources can I get? When I say resources, I mean, what type of information can I access from the foreign markets? What type are there capital opportunities for me in my business that I can access from this market? Are there business relationship resources that I can access? If I want to push my service, say for example, I want to reach out to companies that might need coaching or translation services in my local market. How many companies might fall within that sphere or within that list, right? Being able to populate information into a particular place, right? And then I know that 20 companies are people that are interested in language services. I have my target. You understand? I mean, it is a very complex thing to kind of go through the process of trying to extract, to distill, for the lack of a better word, right? All of this stuff into getting a final product. So that's what Forium is trying to do. I think the goal is to start to connect businesses, start to understand the products, the services, the solutions, and the core value that those businesses offer, and then start to kind of connect those businesses in a way that is valuable to different people. Right? It's synthesizing business information, if that makes sense.
It does. It's really interesting, and we could go on and on and on this topic. But for lack of time, we will surely go on that topic on Tuesday, and certainly also on Thursday. But I just need to translate a little bit to our French speaking fellows. Donc, comme disait George tout à l'heure, il revient à la notion de confiance. On est vraiment dans une dynamique aujourd'hui où, plus que jamais, on a besoin de savoir, eh bien, OK, on veut pouvoir vendre ou acheter de l'international ou vers l'international, mais comment on fait? Comment on fait quand on est un vendeur d'être sûr qu'on va être payé? Comment on fait quand on va acheter d'être sûr qu'on va recevoir ce dont on a besoin? Et puis, dans quel environnement est-ce qu'on va vraiment avoir accès aux bonnes informations aussi pour savoir par où commencer? Et donc, tous ces éléments-là sont des éléments qu'on va pouvoir trouver également à travers Forium, qui va vraiment finalement nous permettre d'avoir des substrats de certaines informations dont on a besoin, que si on y allait tout seul, ben, on se retrouverait finalement face à une foultitude de directions vers lesquelles il faudrait se tourner et ça donnerait le tournis en fin de compte. Mais être sur une plateforme où on a cette possibilité de créer du relationnel, mais en même temps, cette possibilité d'avoir accès à des ressources, à de bonnes informations pour savoir par où commencer, ça, c'est très important pour nous et ça nous facilite en effet la vie. Ça nous facilite la vie. Et comme je le disais à George, on peut vraiment continuer longtemps sur ce sujet parce qu'on en a besoin, parce que nous tous, voilà, on veut, c'est pas qu'on veut la baguette magique non plus, mais on veut le truc qui nous facilite les choses. Donc, en effet, on va pouvoir continuer là-dessus et donc, on va continuer tous ensemble sur toutes ces thématiques-là mardi. Donc, on a Alexis qui va nous aider à bien savoir communiquer, à savoir comment on va être en relation les uns avec les autres et comment créer du lien avec ceux auxquels on veut pouvoir vendre. Ça, Alexis va vraiment nous aider à ça. Et comme on parle d'émotionnel, tout à l'heure, vous voyez, Biba avait dit qu'elle avait viré son patron et j'avais demandé à Kevin de traduire parce qu'il y a des moments où quand on veut toucher le cœur, il faut pouvoir parler la langue maternelle. Hein? C'est important. Donc, Kevin va nous aider à savoir parler la langue maternelle de ceux auxquels on veut pouvoir vendre du côté anglophone et même de ceux avec lesquels on veut pouvoir créer cette relation parce que c'est une chose d'être sur Forium, mais comment créer du relationnel si nous-mêmes, on se met déjà des barrages dans la tête? C'est pas évident. Donc, Kevin va nous aider pendant le sommet à savoir, hey, on peut parler les uns avec les autres et savoir se parler d'émotion en émotion. Et c'est très important. Et au-delà de parler, Biba va vraiment nous aider à avoir le bon mental parce que je ne vais pas dire mindset, je vais dire vraiment le mental, l'état d'esprit pour que chacun puisse vraiment comprendre dans sa langue maternelle de quoi Biba va nous parler ici. L'état d'esprit.
L'état d'esprit XXL, si on veut vraiment traduire le mot mindset. Il n'y a pas de traduction au mot mindset en français, donc XXL.
Mais franchement, l'état d'esprit XXL dont Biba parle, je vais vraiment elle va nous expliquer ça pendant le sommet parce que vous n'avez juste aucune idée de ce dont elle veut nous parler quand elle nous dit le mindset XXL. Elle a juste dit un truc, je veux rappeler ça. Elle est partie aux États-Unis, elle a viré son patron. Elle est partie aux États-Unis, elle ne parlait pas anglais. Mais elle a vécu des choses, franchement, j'aime l'entendre le dire, comment elle a eu le courage d'aller vers certaines personnes, des personnes inaccessibles à la base, et de vivre le mindset XXL qu'elle va nous expliquer pendant le sommet. L'impossible peut devenir possible. Nous ne sommes pas des arbres, we are not trees. Nous avons le pouvoir de choisir. We have the power to choose. La joie, le bonheur, l'épanouissement, le développement de nos entreprises, de nos projets, c'est une question de choix. Ne nous limitons plus, nous avons cette capacité de choisir et j'ai la joie d'avoir décidé d'être un pont et vraiment, au bon moment, je rencontre des amis qui pensent comme moi, qui décident d'être des ponts aussi, qui décident même, de par leur expérience de vie et même leur mission de vie, d'être vraiment le message de ce qu'ils apportent. Donc, avec Biba, on va voir le mindset. Avec George, on va voir la plateforme qui nous facilite les choses. Avec Alexis, on va pouvoir communiquer. Avec Kevin, on va pouvoir toucher le cœur des gens en sachant aborder les choses correctement. Eh bien, les amis, voilà. On a tout ce beau programme à vous livrer, à vous apporter. Ça sera mardi prochain. On démarre à 15h45 pour que nos amis américains puissent nous rejoindre, parce que nous, à 15h45, en réalité, ça sera le matin pour eux. Biba, elle est à Miami, donc si on veut pouvoir être avec Biba, il vaut mieux qu'on soit aux bons horaires. Et si on veut pouvoir être avec George aussi, il faut qu'on soit aux bons horaires, les amis. Donc, nous, ça nous arrange. On aura fini de travailler une bonne journée. On vient vers 16h, donc 15h45. Super. Et nos amis de l'autre côté, pas de la Manche uniquement, mais carrément de l'autre côté de l'hémisphère, seront avec nous pour qu'on puisse briser les limites des distances et pourquoi pas les limites culturelles. Donc voilà, moi je vais passer maintenant la parole à chacun pour un petit dernier mot. On va commencer bien sûr par Biba, honneur aux femmes, et puis on va continuer avec Kevin. Kevin, ça sera donc juste un petit mot également, s'il te plaît. Alexis aussi. Et puis, on va finir avec George et je traduirai rapidement George pour tout le monde. Merci, les amis. Biba, on te passe la parole.
Eh bien, déjà, merci à toutes et à tous d'être présents et on vous attend avec impatience mardi et jeudi. So we're so happy to have you and we're glad that you decided to grow your business, to have a global mentality, and we will talk about mindset, and we'll be happy to see you and to tell you more on Tuesday and Thursday. See you there.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Please, Kevin, can you go ahead?
Okay. So I'm quickly going to say two things. Two questions. I'm going to also translate it in French so it's clear for everyone.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you so much.
If you, I'm talking to Francophones right now that are listening to me. If you ask anyone around you at the moment, okay, if they wish to speak English, what do you think will be the question? So this is my first question. The second is, if you know two people that are from different backgrounds and do not speak the same language, what language would they speak in common to understand each other? So that's the two questions. Je vais reprendre ces deux questions en français. Donc la première, elle est, est-ce que vous connaissez aujourd'hui quelqu'un dans votre entourage qui ne souhaite pas parler anglais? Je ne dis pas qui parle, mais qui ne souhaite pas parler anglais. Si vous connaissez, j'aimerais bien savoir. OK? La deuxième question à vous poser, c'est quelle est la langue que tout le monde utilise lorsqu'il ne parle pas la même langue? Donc, vous trouvez deux personnes, quelqu'un qui est en Chine, qui parle chinois, et quelqu'un qui est en Espagne, qui parle espagnol. Donc, deux langues différentes. Quelle langue est-ce qu'ils utilisent pour communiquer? Donc, ça reste encore l'anglais. L'anglais n'est pas important aujourd'hui, c'est vital. Donc, on en parlera mieux durant le 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐄 Summit Shine. Et me, I would love just to say, stay focused and see you there.
Thank you, guys. Stay tuned then. Merci beaucoup, Kevin. Alexis, tu veux nous dire le mot de la fin?
Yes, and I would like to answer Kevin's question, because I do know someone who doesn't want to speak in English.
Speak English at all.
At all, yeah.
Only one bon fromage maroilles. Pas de...
No English.
I would love to know this person, to meet him.
Yeah, I know this person, but I don't understand that. And the second question, yes, it's English, obviously, the language we will speak. If I'm going to do business with someone abroad, I will speak in English, obviously. So it's important. I agree. And I would like to say that I was struck by the project, Delali, and by your personality. That's why I accepted to join you on the event. Yes, I will translate it. Don't worry. And I think I wanted to know the Anglophone mindset, because I do know the French entrepreneurship ecosystem, but I do not know the English ecosystem. So I want to be able to connect with people that will be able to provide me with the resources and the mindset. And I think it's very important for me. So I will translate in French. Merci Kevin. Je connais quelqu'un donc qui veut pas parler en anglais, et même je connais plusieurs personnes pour le coup. Et surtout, je pense qu'ils font fausse route, c'est hyper important l'anglais. Moi-même, j'ai fait beaucoup d'anglais à une certaine période, donc c'était il y a une dizaine d'années, bon, un peu moins, il y a à peu près 5 ans, j'ai arrêté. Et j'estime que j'ai beaucoup perdu. J'ai perdu un peu mon niveau, j'ai perdu pas mal de vocabulaire et j'aimerais m'y remettre, ça c'est une chose. Et moi, j'aimerais aussi, après, ce que je disais de la liste, c'est que moi, j'ai rejoint ce sommet parce que j'ai vraiment été marqué, frappé par ta personnalité et par la vision du projet et du sommet. Je m'y retrouve beaucoup parce que j'ai envie d'aller à l'international, j'ai envie d'apprendre cet état d'esprit aussi qu'ont les anglophones partout dans le monde, pas qu'aux États-Unis. Donc, c'est quelque chose que j'envisage dans les prochaines années et c'est pourquoi je suis là aujourd'hui. Donc, merci beaucoup de l'aide.
Merci. C'est super. Merci beaucoup, Alexis. Vraiment, ça me touche. Vraiment, merci. My dear George, do you have a last word for us before coming Tuesday?
Well, thank you guys very much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here in this august audience. So thank you very much for that. I mean, I will say that at the end of the day, really, business is an exchange of products and services for a fee, right? And so as a business person, you have to be want to identify your value, the thing that you value, whether it's your product or your service, and put it in a place that people actually value it, right? That is the most critical thing at the end of the day, because no one's in business to just burn time. They're in business to really extract maximum value for their product or their valued service. And so that's a critical thing for you to understand. And wherever you are in the world, at the end of the day, whatever you're trying to create or market or sell, you're trying to put it in a place that the people that need it can get it. And so that's something to really, understanding that process. I'm going to give you a little nugget, is going to save you time. Any business person here understands what that means. It saves you a lot of time doing it that way. So that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, George. So I'll be your translator in French now. Donc, ce que George nous dit, c'est que naturellement, quand on veut faire du business, donc déjà, il est très content d'être avec nous, cette belle audience physique et virtuelle dans laquelle nous sommes, et en étant en plus de différents endroits en même temps et en parlant de choses que nous aimons tous en commun, faire du business. Et bien sûr, nous ne faisons pas du business parce que nous avons du temps à tuer. Nous faisons du business parce que nous avons des services et des produits à apporter parce que nous voulons de l'argent en retour. Et c'est normal. Et l'argent va déterminer maintenant la valeur de ce que les gens reçoivent de nous. Et bien sûr, pour ce que nous apportons aux gens, nous voudrions vraiment que la valeur perçue soit au moins égale, n'est-ce pas, à l'effort de production que nous faisons, que nous mettons en place. Et donc, pour toutes hommes et femmes d'affaires que nous sommes, le plus nous prenons de la valeur, le plus nous avons de l'argent par rapport à ce que nous apportons, le mieux c'est, parce que nous comprenons que ce que nous apportons à ce moment-là est important. Et donc, naturellement, il faut maîtriser le processus de la façon dont nous mettons vraiment à disposition nos produits et nos services. Plus nous allons maîtriser le processus, plus nous allons rendre les gens confiants dans ce que nous leur apportons, eh bien, plus ça sera simple pour nous, en fin de compte, de faire du business, même au-delà de nos frontières. Je crois que j'ai tout dit. Est-ce que j'ai tout dit, les amis? J'ai bien traduit?
Oui.
Yes.
I'm asking about if I did translate it properly, George.
Yeah, you did it.
Super. Ok, les amis, donc, moi, je vous donne tous rendez-vous, tous ensemble pendant le 𝐓𝐈𝐌𝐄 Summit. On sera en lien, non seulement sur LinkedIn, mais également sur Facebook, comme d'ailleurs ce soir, aussi sur YouTube. On sera en lien sur différentes plateformes et on sera heureux de passer ce moment avec vous. N'oubliez pas, une fois encore, je vais vous mettre juste en dessous de ce live, je vais vous mettre le lien pour nous rejoindre. Vous avez le lien d'ailleurs dans le corps du post. Excusez-moi, vous avez le lien déjà dans le corps du post pour nous rejoindre. Inscrivez-vous. Comme ça, vous allez pouvoir aussi nous rejoindre sur le lien Zoom où nous allons interchanger tous ensemble parce que c'est beaucoup plus marrant, plus sympa quand même que juste de voir vos textos. On voit vos textos, on voit vos bons commentaires, ça nous fait plaisir. Mais comme George l'a dit, ça serait sympa qu'on soit moins virtuels les uns des autres, même s'il y a de la distance. Alors, on va vous donner le lien Zoom, vous allez nous retrouver et on va pouvoir vraiment échanger ensemble. Ça sera sympa sur ces 2 prochains jours. Et au-delà de ça, we are having a presential session as well. On a une session présentielle à La Felicita le 2 décembre. On va manger ensemble. On va manger ensemble. I'm sure, George, you understood this one. On va manger ensemble et ça va être top. Donc, le 2 décembre à Paris, à La Felicita. We're going to have a good French meal. We will have some quiche Lorraine, George.
Anytime you say food, I understand it. You can't come on, any language. You
Awesome. Great. Great. Les amis, je vous embrasse et je vous dis à mardi.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.